All right. Party people in the place to be. This is a brand new episode of How'd We Get Here? This is a part of our subsidiary series, Cage Love, where we talk about our love of Nicolas Cage films with our good friend Cookie Munster. And Cookie, what are the two Nicolas Cage movies we're going to be talking about tonight?
We are going to be talking about Arcadian and Longlegs.
Yes, which are actually his two newest films. They're both out this year, so we're going to be like hyper relevant tonight with our Nick Cage.
Yes.
Are they his most recent? Two most recent? They are, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing else has come out since these two. So, yeah, pretty good. And Longlegs is going back into theaters. I just saw a post on Twitter yesterday, the day before.
Yeah.
Back
this
in
week
theaters
until Halloween, right?
Halloween, yeah. Letting people to go check it out for this spooky season, the last week of Halloween. Yeah. I have a quick little check-in. It's more of an update. The other night we were on, and Chase was on, and he said he fell through the ceiling from his attic, and I called bullshit on it. And it turns out it was true. He actually sent me a picture.
Oh my god!
There's the hole he fell through from his attic. He was like, I almost made it. I was right beside the door. Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. I talked to him. He's like, yeah, I'm good.
Nothing's broken. I'm fine.
No, that's it. But yeah, I was like, yeah. So it was. He wasn't just kidding. He actually did fall through his ceiling from the attic.
You didn't find any full body dolls up there, did he? That'd be.
Sawing through the floor.
Yeah. I'd be worried if I found that. Yeah. All right. So, hey, Cookie, do you have a check-in?
I got some really cool stuff at Comic-Con. So
yeah, but fun. I think Dean was saying he wanted to come back on and do a Comic-Con goodies show with us. So maybe we could get organized with you, Dean, and probably get Juan on at the same time, and we could do a maybe in the next week or two or something like that.
Yeah,
and, we can get that organized. Yeah, do a. Wanted to do it last year, but it didn't work out. So I think this year, Dean actually brought it up this year. So yeah.
Only if Juan wears his thirst trap shirt, man.
His thirst trap.
Yeah. No, my other check-in is I had a Longlegs debacle this evening.
Oh yeah, because you were gonna try to do a makeup job. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm very proud of myself. I looked. The face looked great, and then I tried to do the hair, and trying to get black hair blonde with spray paint is quite difficult. So yeah, and it just ruined everything. And then I panicked, washed it off, and tried to slap on something else before like 5 minutes before the show started. So yeah, I'm covered in sweat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it was worth a try. CJ Sawyer says Cage has been on a roll recently. He's been on a roll for, I'd say, just before the pandemic hit, he started, right? Like
since about Mandy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I never kind of fell off with him, but like that's when like he kind of like noticeably started getting better roles and stuff like that. And kind of seemed like he was having more fun with it too. Like a lot of movies did seem obligational to him, but then around the time he started doing Willy's Wonderland and stuff like Prisoners of the Ghostland and shit like that, you could tell he was just having a good time, being nuts. Also doing the westerns that he did, the few of them, those were a lot of fun.
Well, I think because of his bankruptcy thing too, he was just taking as much on as he could just to kind of get out of that situation. And then once that was settled, I think he was maybe being more picky and selective with what he did, which, man, I got to say, like since Mandy, like CJ here, he said, Willy's Wonderland. Yeah, we did an episode on that one. And Color Out of Space. We also did an episode on that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely he's done some fun movies in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Sympathy for the Devil. That one doesn't get a lot of talk, but
that came out this year as well,
I
right?
loved it.
The end of last year.
Yeah.
It's not like it, I don't think the movie would have been good without him, though. To tell you the truth, I think that he really elevated like a piece of schlock in this watchable double.
And what's the Dreaming one called? That came out like around
Dream
the same
Scenario. Yeah, that was this year. I think that was
that came out right
January,
after Arcadian, right? Like there was Arcadian, then there was that one, then Longlegs, I think.
Yeah.
So he has and I think what was that Western one called, Johnny?
The Old Way, right? Or
The Old Way. I still haven't seen that. I want to watch that.
The one where he's got the little psychopath daughter. Yeah, that's a good movie. It's a lot of fun because they're both psychos, and he's kind of teaching her how to like trick regular people into not knowing.
Oh, so it's kind of like Dexter, like a Western Dexter.
Yeah, kind of like they're going to get revenge for like these guys that came from his past that killed his wife and stuff, and like. Yeah, he's kind of like along the way, like he's like, I'm not gonna make it out of this alive, so you're gonna have to learn from me how to, how to try to live in this world. You know what I mean?
The incredible weight of success, is that what it's called?
Massive talent.
Massive talent, yeah. Anyway, something like that. A long title for nothing, basically.
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
It was all right.
For being like a stupid comedy, it was good.
Let's just put it this way. It's definitely a movie that got some pretty good memes out of it. Yeah, some memes.
Yeah.
Like I see people use 2 or 3 different memes from that movie. So, yeah.
I even like Cage's schlock though, man. Like, what was the other one that he did where he was the hitman who had to take care of his granddaughter?
Yes.
Retirement Plan.
Yes.
Retirement Plan. Yeah, with Ron Perlman was in that. Yeah, and Ron Perlman's such a sweetheart with the girl, the kid. Yeah. Yeah, that one wasn't bad. So tonight, like Cookie said, we'll be tackling Longlegs, which I think we talked about a little bit on Phono. And I don't think we might have mentioned Arcadian briefly in our check-ins, like as something we'd watched when it came out. But tonight we're going to tackle it in a little more depth in our Caged Love episode.
I think we talked about it with Spanky, I think, on a Sunday Spank. It's like the longest we talked about Arcadian, I think.
Yeah, because he enjoyed that movie. He liked it, so.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like, in my opinion, it's a slightly better version of A Quiet Place, you know what I mean? Like, I find it more enjoyable because the characters aren't quite as stupid.
So, with that said, which movie do you want to tackle first?
Cookie. How do you feel like rolling?
Let's tackle Arcadian first. How about
Arcadian, which works out all right because I think I have the pictures for that loaded up first. So Arcadian, here we go. There wasn't much for poster wise for this movie. I don't know what the budget was, but I'm pretty sure they had a fairly low budget on this one. Yeah, and not very much promo or marketing behind it as well, I don't think.
Yeah, no. I didn't see any kind of promo for it outside of like Shudder, the Shudder app, basically.
On YouTube, I watched these upcoming trailer videos that just have like all the trailers, and like I a couple months before Arcadian came out, there was like a trailer for it that was like in all those videos, and that's kind of the only way I knew that it was coming out. But I thought it looked dope right off the bat.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to brief description of the story, and then we can give our thoughts, or you want to give thoughts first? How do you want it to do this?
Let's do a brief description first.
Okay. All right, go for it, Cookie. Put you on the spot.
Okay. So it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic scenario, and it opens up with Nick Cage running around, and you hear the bombs going off and whatever. And he finds these 2 abandoned babies.
Does he find them, or are they his?
I think he just finds them. That's kind of the vibe that I got.
But they don't really ever say it, though, right?
No.
No,
They don't
okay.
say much. They don't like
No,
give much
they don't
exposition
explain,
in the
yeah.
film at all. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why when I was watching, I was like, I don't know if he was out gathering supplies and hid them there while he was out, or if he just stumbled upon them. That's a question I had. So
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
I just assumed that he stumbled upon them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Cool. Continue. Sorry for the
And then,
interruption.
no, it's fine. And then, so you jump 15 years and you're seeing how this, little family is kind of surviving this thing that comes in the night, and you have to be home
Mhm.
before dark, and you hear them attacking the house and you're wondering what it is. So,
Mhm.
and as with all horror movies, all hell breaks loose, and yeah, that's basically the brief synopsis.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
You
it's
got-
pretty
you-
much like Johnny had mentioned in the past. This movie's more about the two kids than it is Nick Cage.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does have. I remember you mentioning that, Johnny, and as I was watching it today, I was rewatching it, and I was like, but he does have quite a bit of screen time, though.
Yeah, he doesn't ever cage out though.
Yeah.
That's like,
No.
Yeah. Well, kind of like Pig, he doesn't cage out in that one either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, when the first time they show Thomas coming home late, and he, I'm waiting for Nick Cage to be like, "You're late," and it just
Yeah.
like completely loses shit. And I'm like, oh, he's pretty even in this movie considering the situation. So.
But I think he always has had that side to him. But he had been picking these roles that had really weird characters, which kind of called for him to be like that extreme Cage
Zany,
freak
yeah.
out. Yeah. So, this called for more of a father figure who's supposed to be the rock of the family, that teaches them values, discipline. So, he's always has his composure. Good under pressure, and I think he did his role fantastic as the adoptive father to these two kids. So, so speaking of which, let's go through the cast. I mean, we got obviously Nicolas Cage. He's got the best jackets, eh? I was gonna go online and get all his different shots with his jackets. He has that pink one. That pink one.
I love that pink one.
Yeah, it's so
the one
cool.
by the taco truck. They got him by the taco truck. I love it.
Yeah. You have Jaden Martell, which everyone obviously knows him from Stranger Things. Probably that's where
he was Billy in It. Yeah.
Oh, was he? Was he in Stranger Things as well? Am I confusing him with another kid?
I think you're confusing him with Noah Schnapp.
Okay,
he's
possibly.
in Stranger Things, bro.
No, so it's It. You're right. It. Good call,
Yeah.
Cookie. Calling me out on my false.
No, they look the same. So,
no, but that's it. And he was in that Netflix one with the cell phone. What was it? That was pretty good, right? Wasn't
Which
he
one?
there?
Which one with the cell phone?
Where the old man dies and he leaves the cell phone and leaves them a message. Oh shit, I can't remember. I think it was him. I'd have to go check on my phone, but yeah. Then you have the other brother. He's one of the brothers. The other brother is played by Maxwell Jenkins.
Well, fuck, it thinks he's Jonathan Taylor Thomas there, man. Look at him. He's got the total JTT hair.
Yeah. And then you have the love interest for that brother is played by Sadie Soverall. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But anyway.
And yeah,
And
like her and her family suck, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Dude. It's like basically like it's like Cookie said, it's a post-apocalyptic type thing, and they know that Nick Cage is out there like in this abandoned house with these two boys, and like they know that their daughter's got a thing for one of the boys, but they just kind of like, no, you guys go and like they got some pretty okay stuff going on in their house and stuff, and I don't know, I kind of just got really bad vibes from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because they're like that, like class system where we're better. So, kind of.
Well, yeah, there's no classes anymore, though. There's
right.
just...
Yeah, I know, but people still carry that with them where we're superior. We got a better house. We got better food. We're more organized. So like, and they probably look at them like, oh, they're just the
The white trash of the
Yeah,
apocalypse.
the white trash of the apocalypse. Yeah.
Let the stretchy, hairy cockroach people get him, or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the monster design in this movie, oh my god! Did they? You said it had a low budget, but they went all out and like creature design in this.
All right, this is where I have a little bit of insight, because when I was looking online, I saw an interview with the director who did I say the director was again? Let's see. Benjamin Brewer was the director. I guess he does a lot of visual effects. He did worked on visual effects on what was that one that won the Oscar?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
All at Once. He worked on that, the visuals on that. So he directed this one. And the monster was inspired by Pluto, the big dumb dog from Disney.
Stop it.
Yeah. It was inspired by Pluto.
I can see it.
There's one specific thing in the Goofy movie. Max has a dream, a nightmare, I should say, of becoming his father. And that was the fever dream that inspired the whole look of this monster. And I went and clipped out parts of that dream, which I'll play. Where is it? Right here, so people can have context. This is what inspired the look for these monsters.
What's wrong?
Anyway, that dream sequence from Goofy movie inspired the look for the monsters in this movie. And I actually have a little sketch concept art too that I pulled. These are some concept sketches from early on when they were trying to figure out the look of the monster. So you can kind of see, he said he wanted like to design it with big oversized teeth that don't seem like they fit in the mouth properly. And so he definitely was inspired by Pluto. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because in the movie they kind of infer that, like, I mean, they don't really ever explain anything, but like the kids find books that kind of infer that the monsters are evolved cockroaches, or at least that's kind of what they make you believe. So, but like that's just like a left curve that they throw you, or I don't know, maybe just kind of fit with the story that they wrote, but not really with the creature design that they came up with.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the design, the look, right? That inspired the look, not the origins, like the actual story origin of the monster, but the origin of the actual aesthetic look of it.
The long limbs and everything. Yeah.
And
that scene when it first comes in the house, though, man, with just comes in with the fingernail at first.
Yes.
Yeah, where he lures.
Oh, well done, dude. Yeah.
And I love how they make it like the slow reveal. I love that about a movie that has a slow reveal. And this has a slow reveal right up until they show it. And then once they show it, then it's like all hell breaks loose. And how the limb kind of unfolds to reach further and further. And that, I love the way they built that scene. That was fantastic. The tension, where you think, oh, the kids, but no, the kid was setting up the monster, right? It's so good. It was so good. I loved it.
I was screaming at the end. I was like, "You're so smart!" Because
it could have gone horribly wrong. It could have gone horribly wrong for him, but the kid's a little cocky. He thinks he's pretty smart, and he is. He is. Yeah. And seeing as how we talk about the monster design, there's a really particular thing about them that's really cool. So I clipped another thing to give people. So if you don't want to know what the monster looks like, you haven't seen this movie. This clip lasts 30 seconds, so mute it or close your eyes for 30 seconds. So so we can elaborate on the monsters and stuff here.
I better go and take a look.
Ew.
That part is gross
Ew.
at the end. But that comes and then you see the umbrella whatever thing comes to, and do they feed off the people or do they transform them into creatures like them?
That's
think
what
that-
I want to know.
I think that they kind of like some bugs do. They'll puke on something and it kind of melts it so they can eat it.
Eat
And I
it.
think that's
Okay.
what it does.
Okay, so that's what it's doing. Yeah. And that whole, yeah, it is great. And that whole smacking of the teeth.
Yeah, when it chatters, yeah.
chat-
Yeah, like what?
Oh.
It's such a weird thing that never really amounts to much, but it's such a weird, odd,
It's creepy.
off-putting,
Yeah.
creepy. Yeah, it's so I don't know. It's cool, but yeah, you can see like the elongated beak with the big kind of flat teeth, then the smacking. You know, like those big fat teeth. Like that's what's making the clacking sound. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Mm. Yeah. So you can kind of see.
I see the goofy design now. Yeah, I see it now.
Like you can see that one on the right there. They're getting close. That's pretty close to what you see in the movie there. With some that's a rough sketch too. I don't know who made that. I don't know if the director drew that, like to give the visual team a base to design those monsters off of. But yeah. And I mean there aren't really jump scares in this as much as it's just building scenes slowly to like, because even when that monster attacks, they're coming, so it's not really a jump scare. The monster just attacks
It's
him,
just the
and
tension of waiting for it to happen.
yeah. Exactly. Mhm.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. And the monsters, they get creative. Did you get to watch Critters 2, Cookie?
I did. I watched it today.
Okay, so do you know what the reference we were talking about at the end when the
No,
monsters group
are you
together?
talking about like the big ball of critters?
Yes. And when the monsters make the big wheel to chase them when they're driving in the thing, I'm sure this director watched Critters 2 and was inspired by that. And that's when the monsters form the wheel. Instead of a ball, it's a wheel, but they come together. And they have, at its root, the design of these monsters are a little similar to Critters because they're furry, but the face is all like a leathery face. And the rest of the body is kind of dark fur. So, but it's instead of a short, stubby, fat ball, it's an elongated, long limbs, but it's definitely, kind of, but a great design. Like Johnny said, like I love the design of these monsters. Definitely different, not your typical design. Definitely off-putting, definitely creepy, scary looking. If you saw that, you would definitely shit yourself if you're walking down the street and one of those things popped out in front of you. It's not a cute, cuddly looking, kind of like Attack the Block, right? Those look like the type of monsters you could probably cuddle with, right? Because aesthetically they're pleasing, like to the eye.
Well, these monsters look like the Attack the Block monsters on meth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I think the kids did a great job. The 2 kids, 3 kids, the girl too, who's the love interest, did a great job. Small cast. Both these films have a fairly tight, small cast. I mean, you have the 4 main. Well, the 3 main are the 3 kids. Then you have the parents, like Nicolas Cage and the other parents, who are secondary characters. Then you have like even like just
bodyguards and stuff.
The farm hands,
the farm hands and all that.
Farm.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. And I mean, I feel bad for the dog. I always hate movies where the pets get it. Does the dog make it in this one? No, eh?
No, the dog makes it.
The dog does make
I was
it.
very worried for Rocco.
I couldn't remember, yeah, because what was it that I didn't finish the first? Did I get through the first episode of? Is it Sweet Pea?
Oh,
The
I
one
haven't
that-
started Sweet Pea.
The one
yet.
that Elle was talking about?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Is that the new one that's got the girl from Fallout in it?
Fallout?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Where she wants to become a journalist, and anyway,
And she becomes a killer.
That's yeah. It seems like that's the story.
Hmm.
Maybe she becomes like a serial killer or not. I don't know. But the first episode is just then there's a pet that doesn't have a very good fate in it. And
Oh no!
I was
Well,
like,
thank you for the warning.
Yeah.
This will be ready.
yeah, it turned me off the show a little bit. But
Yeah.
so what are your general thoughts on overall the whole thing?
I mean, overall, I really liked it. I watched a review for it before I had seen it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, well, Nick Cage is hardly in it at all. He gets like an injury and then he's gone." And so I was surprised to see that really wasn't the case. I mean,
he was in it for a good half the amount of the
Yeah.
movie, if not 3/4 of it.
right? Like I was expecting him to get hurt right away and then
Mhm.
just be out. But so I got a lot of good Nick Cage in this. I liked it. I think my only complaint about the movie is I can't stand shaky cam. I just there was so much of it. I'm like, and I can't tell if it was going for like a documentary style or if it
Like the
was
found
going
footage type thing.
yeah, like I was like but
Yeah.
so I didn't like some of the shots, but the story was really good. And yeah, and I liked the creature design. I hated Tommy. He was a little shit kid, and I get it. He's got a crush and he wants to go to the farm and he's gonna, ruin everything to be with the crush, but he just made me insane. But he had a nice arc in the movie, which I liked. So yeah.
How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, it was a really just good, solid monster movie, man. Pretty kind of pulpy, which I always like.
Yep.
And yeah, like I understood that like this wasn't a movie about the parents, you know what I mean? And like I thought that both the kids stepped up when they needed to, you know what I mean? Like yeah, the one brother was like Cookie said, but like by the end, like they both kicked a lot of ass, you know what I mean? And, I thought that it was a very enjoyable film, you know what I mean? And even with some of the predictable stuff that you see coming with monster movies like this, I think that it subverted a lot of it, you know what I mean? I think that like it saw what A Quiet Place did and like didn't want to copy that. So like even though the little shit brother did what you expected him to do, it still had its own punches to pull, you know what I mean? And I like that.
Yeah, I unlike Cookie, I don't like shaky cams that much, but in this one, it didn't bother me that much. I didn't find it. I didn't notice it as much as you did, Cookie. So usually, I'm not a big fan when there's too much quick movement with the camera, like panning too quickly all the time. Like shaky's not so bad. It's just the panning back and forth. If it's done too quick, I don't like that. And they didn't really do it that much in this one. So the shaky cam I can handle. Yeah.
I get like when a movie has a smaller budget, they can't like they kind of utilize that to like
hide to hide the lack of budget.
Yes. So like when they were in the cave, like trying to hide from the monsters, and the camera's just doing this, I was like, Jesus Christ. It was making me a little nutty, but but it didn't take away from the story. It just kind of like it was a little jarring. That's all.
And like I said before, like I love the way they build each scene up to whatever that the conclusion to that one scene is. I love the way like where he leaves the door open and the monster's trying to come and you see the arm coming in, the tension building there. Like when he falls down into the pit and he's trying to get out and all of a sudden, trying to get out of that situation. Then when they actually get back to the house, when they start attacking everywhere, that the build up on them trying to defend the house, and then when the monsters get in, I mean, and it gets pretty extreme. Like a lot of shit happens. It's far from being like a super happy ending, you know. So
Yeah, no, it was rough. It was a rough ending.
Yeah, and it's got like a little bit of the over the top thing, like we said, the wheel, which I appreciate, but it wasn't too cheesy or corny. Like it just a little bit of camp, but not over the top. So it still fit in with the rest of the tone of the movie, which is one thing I have a huge criticism for Maxine, where I find it didn't keep, like, the ending didn't fit with the rest of the movie. The way it went from being like this murder mystery slasher serial killer suspense thriller to Beverly Hills Cop at the end, you know, like ending, you know, like I don't know, like this one it stuck it went for something a little over the top, but it still stuck within the
it
didn't
take away from the emotional impact of the story.
It fit within the movie, you know. So I appreciated that. So I definitely recommend anyone go see this. It's a fun, like Johnny said, it's a fun creature feature for sure. Definitely recommend. And I don't know, Johnny usually asks what we rate stuff on. I don't usually rate stuff, but I'll go ahead and rate this one. I'll give it an 8. I really like this movie a lot. And I really like low budget movies that really nail it, really do a good job with the budget. And I thought this movie did a fantastic job with the budget they had. And it really, really was a good movie, despite the lack of maybe marketing and publicity for it. And performances were good all around.
Yeah, I'll agree with your score.
Yeah, 8. Oh, nice. Cool.
I think I give it a 7 just for the amount of shaky cam, but that's
there you go. That's a valid criticism. That's a valid criticism. Shaky cam. People need to know these things, right? When they go in, they're like, oh, it was great except for that fucking camera. You know? But hey, you were told. Cookie warned you ahead of time.
I warned y'all.
All right. So that was, like Arcadian. I always say Arcadia. But
I know, I've been doing that all week.
Yeah. So, yeah. Inspired by stupid, goofy movie, Max, the nightmare scene.
I cannot.
Max's nightmare.
Cannot.
Yeah. I think that interview was on IGN, I think. He did an interview for IGN, and they did an article interview with him, and that's when he said that was the inspiration for the look of the monsters. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. He's like the Goofy, like he's like, not Pluto, Goofy. I keep saying Pluto, but it's Goofy. Goofy's the
Goofy movie.
Yeah, the Goofy movie. Goofy's the So, all right. Next up, we have Longlegs, back in theaters, folks. So if you haven't seen it, or if you'd like to see it on the big screen once more, Longlegs. I think this week, like Cookie said, I think it's just in theaters for a week. What other movies have they done that with?
I mean, they usually do that for
Oscar,
like the Oscar stuff. Yeah.
I know that they did it with Morbius, but like that was because like Sony believed the meme and they thought the people actually wanted to watch the movie, so they put it back in the theaters. But I think Longlegs is in a completely different category. I think people actually want to see it.
Yeah.
Hey, you can talk shit all you want about Mobius, but I like that movie. So
it's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than Deadpool Wolverine.
Hey, it was no Madam Web. It was no Madam Web. We'll just say that.
Oh my god!
Sons of bitches, eh? All right, so who's gonna do the brief synopsis for this one?
Not it.
I got it.
You got it?
So-
All right.
So this one, it's about FBI agent who's kind of psychic. She kind of can see like where crimes are happening, and she's on this new case where there's actually some blind spots to her, and it devolves into a complete nightmare with a satanic serial killer and life-size dolls with weird balls in their brains. This movie tries to be completely singular and pulls it off to some extent, but like kind of misses the landing a little bit, in my opinion. But all in all, it is completely worth watching just for the genius that is Nicolas Cage in the story. Like if you're watching this show and you have that Cage love, then and you haven't seen this yet, it's worth watching just to see him. Like this has probably got some of his best Cageisms ever. If you ever wanted to just see him go, "Ooh, hail Satan!" Like this is the
Let
film.
me in now. Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, how did I get the description all right?
Mhm.
Kind of okay.
Yeah. For sure.
Sounds about right.
It's kind of like I heard a lot of people compare it to like Silence of the Lambs, which I don't think is that accurate of a comparison.
No.
Just because it's an FBI agent trying to chase down a serial killer.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the same implications. Like it isn't a cannibalistic person that's making a skin suit or anything. It's got more of a supernatural element to it. Definitely. Like it's got more creepiness, supernatural element. Like Johnny said, like she's a little bit psychic or clairvoyant. Like she can feel vibes, especially when she's sitting. They even do a little scene where they have her do tests to see how high she scores on her psychic abilities, right?
Right.
They do that. And
which is so weird. I'm like, is that an FBI thing? Do they test their agents to if they're psychic or not? I don't know.
I never thought of actually going to look that up to see if that's actually
I'm curious.
I'm curious too. I don't know if that's really a thing. And you get that scene where they're sitting in the car and what was her score? She was like 50-50?
I don't remember what her score was.
Yeah, I think she was like 50-50, and they're like, hey, that's better than
most people. Yeah,
that means one out of 2 times you're right, as opposed to having no shot at it. So I love that scene where they're sitting in the car and they're like, which house, and she kind of picks the house and everything. And but it starts off pretty brutal, like her as an FBI agent, where like they go to the door, answers the door, and the partner gets like
shot in the face. Yeah,
shot right in the face. The only thing I found stupid about that is when she hides, doesn't she hide up against a window? When she like the person could just turn the corner and shoot her through the window. I thought that was kind of stupid, but that's like, don't stand in front of a window.
Well, I mean, is she supposed to be like a rookie agent?
Yeah.
Is that kind of how they framed it? Yeah.
I think
I mean, he was a smart ass too. Like they were taking her psychic leads, but like at the same time, they were kind of acting like she was full of shit too. So like if he would actually maybe like listen to her, like he would have probably fared a little better too, because he was kind of like pretty dismissive.
He's like, he's not in that house. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, this is just standard procedure. Knock on the door. It's practically almost saying it's a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
But let's go through the cast, the main cast, real quick. Obviously, we have Nick Cage. Do I need to show the awesome?
I need to see the jacket again.
All right, let's do awesome Nick Cage with the jacket. I should have gotten multiple to have him in a different jacket for each movie. That would have probably been. Yeah. I only have so much time in the days, so then you have the star of the movie, Micah Monroe. What has she been in?
It Follows.
Oh yes, It Follows. Yeah, that wasn't bad. That was pretty good. Yeah, It Follows. Yeah.
Was she the main girl in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Alicia Witt. I know her from back when I was a kid watching Sybil, the sitcom Sybil. She played Sybil's daughter.
She was the daughter.
Yeah, that's where. And also from the Dune movies, she's the little kid. The what are they called? The witches or whatever with the blue eyes. Anyway, she's the little one there. She has a child star role.
She was in Urban Legend too, and
Yes.
Cecil B. Demented. Like I remember her.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. She was,
Yeah.
I think, she played one of the love interests in Orange Is the New Black when she gets out of jail. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was her or not. Anyway, she's a lot of small roles, like secondary or supporting roles like this.
Mhm.
So
She's the mom. And she's
yeah,
pretty.
she plays the mom. Yeah,
She's pretty evil in this, man. Like she should get some props, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
and she's aged incredibly well. Like I think she's older than I am, and you know, she's definitely pushing her 50s, and so you know,
She looks fantastic.
she does, and she doesn't look like she has much plastic surgery done. Maybe a little bit, but nothing over the top.
It's just a good moisturizer.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's
good
it.
products. Good products. You don't need
Yeah.
to fucking start shooting yourself up with all kinds of shit.
Mm.
You just need Satan.
Satan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, worship Satan. It'll keep your
Hail Satan.
complexion. It'll keep your young complexion. Then we have Blair Underwood. Yeah, he plays the partner in this
The
movie.
boss, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the cast. There's some other characters, but more minor characters and stuff. So, but that's your main cast right there.
And where I talked about creature design in Arcadian, I got to talk about the visual style and look of this film. Like they
Mhm.
completely nailed like this really, really kind of dark Midwestern look in this film, and then I don't know, it's very creepy. I love the visual style of it. Like
Yes.
it's got this constant just sense of dread to it just by the way the film looks, and I gotta appreciate whenever a movie has like a visual style like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the tone and aesthetic definitely are great and consistent all the way through.
Mhm.
It has always that sense of uneasiness, right? And you always feel uncomfortable while watching this movie.
Yes.
There's never a scene where you're like, oh, you feel at ease and comfortable. Like it's a very unsettling movie and tone and everything. Oh, we got another friend popped in, man. Chris, how's it going?
Yes!
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
Did I miss
So-
Longlegs talk?
No, we're
we
started.
pretty much almost just started. We went through the cast and
cool.
we did the synopsis. We're talking about the visual style right now. Johnny brought it up, and yeah, we're saying how it's got definitely an unsettling tone all the way through, where you never feel comfortable or at ease while watching it. You always
I
feel
felt
like
comfortable.
on edge. Yeah, yeah. So what are your thoughts on the movie?
I love Longlegs. This is probably my favorite horror movie of the year so far.
Of the year? Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Nosferatu is the only one that could dethrone it, but we'll see. Longlegs though is long live Longlegs. I love this
When
movie.
does Nosferatu come out? Christmas?
Christmas Day.
Christmas
Yeah.
Day.
what a
Merry
weird Christmas. Yeah, what a weird Christmas movie, eh?
Yeah,
I think
don't
it's
know how I'm gonna
perfect.
swing that.
Yeah. Such a strange. Anyway, I guess,
Mhm.
why not?
Yeah.
The ultimate vampire for Christmas. There you go. That'll be definitely a present for horror fans on Christmas,
Mhm.
Give you
That's
some
why I love
variety. Yeah, they always put out a few big movies, eh? Around the holiday
Mhm.
film
Yeah.
schedule.
yeah, Christmas is the next big one after 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Nosferatu. Who's in that? Who's the director? Who's starring?
Your favorite, Robert
Mhm.
Eggers directs it.
He's the one who did Witch and all the
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Lighthouse.
the lighthouse and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate
And
him. I just
Skarsgård is Nosferatu.
which
Bill?
one?
Bill, yeah. It's
Bill
Bill.
is Orlando.
Oh shit!
It's your boy.
Yeah.
He's got the right shaped skull for it. He's probably going to be a really cool looking.
The eyes. Yeah, he's got the buggy eyes too and
I
everything.
don't think he needed makeup really. Just
Yeah,
his
no.
Just shave his head, yeah.
head. I think think he was good. Just shave his head.
Mhm.
It's got Willem Dafoe in it too. Anything Willem Dafoe acting crazy, I'm in for.
Which is funny because Willem Dafoe played Nosferatu in one of the other
did.
remakes.
Yeah.
Shadows of the Vampire.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
I want
It
to
all
get
comes
Willem
back
Dafoe
around.
and Nicolas Cage in one movie, and they could be unhinged together.
Yes. That'd be wonderful.
Mm.
Mhm.
Have they ever been in any movies together?
I don't think so.
Aside from, the one I made you watch, Cookie. What was it?
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Wild at Heart. Wild at
Yeah.
Heart. But aside from that, have they been in anything else together?
I think that was enough.
That was that was too
They
much.
were-
right?
I haven't seen the movie, but it's like a straight to video movie where like Nick Cage gets out of jail and like him and like his criminal friends like have to rob a restaurant or something like that. And Willem Dafoe was in that, but I haven't seen it. I've only seen the trailer for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to hunt that
I don't
down.
even remember what it's called, but like I do know that they've been in a couple things. I guess I almost forgot about Willem Dafoe and Wild at Heart with them teeth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The baby teeth.
What was his character's name again?
Bobby something, right? Bobby.
Valentine? Was it Valentine? No. Ah,
Was it
Anyway.
Dog Eat Dog? Is that the prison movie?
Yeah, I think so. Dog
It
Eat
looks
Dog.
terrible, but I'm probably gonna watch this.
so Chris, your favorite movie of the year? Give me 3 reasons why it's your favorite horror movie of the year.
Nicolas Cage's performance is something else. He's number one. The number one reason. I love the eerie tone of the movie. Like you guys said, it is unsettling throughout. And I really like I don't know if we call her a final girl, but the main character.
The FBI.
Yeah, I
agent?
thought she
Yeah.
was great too. And just the whole mystery around what was going on. I really just love this movie.
Did you? I kind of figured it out before the reveal. They kind of alluded to it a bit, which, I mean, it wasn't obvious, but they definitely kind of made these weird. Like, they definitely made the mom super weird. You know? So you're like, you had that kind of suspicion in it where you're like, there's something up with the mother. Especially how the phone conversations, and it was always kind of, watch out, be careful, like,
Are you saying your prayers?
yeah. There's definitely that weird thing. And why don't they ever show the mom? Like, it was always phone calls. You never got to see the mom. They always kept her kind of hidden in the back, like just with the phone calls and stuff, which was pretty good. I mean, I thought that was
all right. I'm gonna try to ask this question without giving away the end, but like, do you think that the daughter and and Blair Underwood's daughter become the new version of the mom and herself? Because that's kind of the feeling I got at the end of the film.
Man,
That they're the replacement.
Because
it's all made for her. You know what I mean? Just like there was one for the FBI agent girl.
And when they blow up the doll and that black powdery mist kind of escapes and she passes out, remember? Like, is that like the spirit that possesses? When they shoot the head and then the black stuff comes out and then she passes out, like, did she just become possessed and now she's the one that kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of weird things in it.
See, that was
love that theory.
Yeah.
That was the big surprise to me. I had no idea that it was going to be as supernatural as it was. I thought it was going to be kind of a more like almost true crimey type thing. Like Joe said, I kind of saw the twist with the mom, but like I didn't know that it was going to involve like what it involved, like full on.
Like the twist isn't the ending. That's not the big like, oh my god, the twist comes like almost 3/4 of the way. Maybe not, maybe a little bit past, but you still have a good chunk of movie.
You still got like 20 minutes left. Yeah.
It's like the start of third act.
Yeah.
The name of Willem Dafoe's character in Wild at Heart is Bobby Peru.
Bobby.
Okay. All right.
Great name.
It's all coming back to me now.
So, did you give us all 3? Nick Cage's performance,
The atmosphere, and the lead character.
the lead character. Okay. Yeah. The I mean, like Johnny said, there's nothing. I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, but I didn't hate it. Like, I think this is a case where the hype killed it for me more than the movie itself, where everyone built it up so big that I was going in there thinking, man, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind watching it. And it was like Johnny said, a well-made movie, atmosphere, tone, fantastic. The choice of lighting, colors, the scenes, like what do you call it? When you pick locations was great. It had a very
sound design,
like Midwest kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
You know, almost like if Fargo became a supernatural, you know? Like
Yeah.
Except people didn't talk with the accent, you know? Although this movie, man, I might have given it a 10 on 10 if they all talked with that. What is it? In Minnesota, they talk like that? Where's
North Dakota.
North Dakota?
North Dakota.
Give me a Longlegs with everyone talking like that. It's super, like this
kind of
super
has
weird.
an accent.
Yeah, kind of.
He kind of has something. I don't know what it is, but it's
Yeah. And just this movie definitely had Cage with the cageisms, like we like to say, right? We're in the Cage freak out. And the thing I love most about this movie is I watched it once before by myself, and then I watched it again with Pat. And she knew very little about this movie. She didn't even know Nick Cage was in it. And I clipped a little scene that I got. This is where I got the most out of the movie, and Pat's reaction where this scene came up. I'll just run it.
Daddy, that gross guy is back again.
Daddy! Mommy! Make me! And save me from the hell of living!
golden.
She's like, I know this guy from somewhere. He sounds familiar. I was like, you haven't figured it out yet? And I was like, that's when she started realizing it was Nick Cage. Was right from that moment on. I was like, you know who it is. I said, I'll give you 3 hints, and she got it after the first hint. Like, it's fucking Nick Cage.
No, I'll tell you. God. Like, so I saw this in the theaters the day that it came out, and I hardly ever go to the theaters. I'm going a lot this year, but it's weird. But my whole theater was blissfully quiet most of the time, and it was so creepy, and the atmosphere it was so terrifying. But when that scene happened, every single person lost their shit. We were dying, all of us. We were dying. You could hardly hear the scene after because everybody was just rolling. It was so good, so good.
Because early on, you have him, but he's creepy, and they have him cropped, right? But he doesn't go. He's extreme, but not like over the top extreme.
No, that first scene with him is hilarious. Like I was watching that at like 3 a.m. because like I wanted to be scared. I was baked, and like that scene just I just started laughing so hard, dude. With the, there she is. You know, like
The almost birthday girl.
Yeah, like I said, he's really weird, super weird, but he doesn't go over the top with his screaming and like like losing his.
Not doing finger guns or nothing.
That whole scene with the girl in the store though is hilarious though.
Yes,
that creepy guy is back again.
And that's Osgood Perkins' daughter, right?
That was her. I heard that.
Yeah,
she had a small role in it. Okay.
Yeah,
that's the director,
which makes it funnier because it's like, Dad, the creepy guy's back again.
That weirdo you hired is back.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely a movie that I could see how it, people like it, and it gets like this. Definitely building a cult following, I don't know how well it did at the box office. I didn't really check the numbers, but it seems to have done really well. Yeah.
It's probably gonna win awards, man. I think.
Okay. They re-released it too, I think last week, and it did really well again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that on Twitter that they released it for the spooky season.
Yeah, they only
Oh.
do that if it does well, man. Especially from a little level like Neon
Yeah.
and like Sony relaunching a movie.
Let's see. I'm gonna go check the budget and box office here.
I mean, like even the critical response to this thing, though. I mean, like it's kind of like that that horror movie that like you're not allowed to say anything bad about. Like a couple years ago it was A Quiet Place, and a couple years before that it was like Don't Breathe, and Hereditary. Like there's always one of them.
Yeah.
I will accept no hereditary slander, by the way. Just saying.
But I like Hereditary. It's one of my.
Oh no, I just was saying like every year there's kind of like one of those horror movies that like you're not allowed to say
where it's a
anything bad about.
masterpiece. Yes.
Like Mandy was one of them, you know what I mean? And like I will accept no Mandy slander, even though Joe doesn't respect that from
the absolute disrespect.
Yeah. Worldwide, it's at just over 100 million.
Wow.
North American, it did 75 million. What was the production budget though? I don't see that. Let's see if I click
it
here.
looks like a box of waffles and a smile. Ask me. It was made pretty cheap.
Yeah. I don't see it. Usually they have it on IMDb, but they don't. They just have the box office numbers. They don't seem to have the budget written here anywhere.
Go to Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's where I should have gone, eh?
Yeah.
Gotta Google that shit. Yeah.
No, I think. I mean, as far as this movie goes, like the early reactions kind of like hurt it. I think. I mean, even though you're not supposed, like, this is the movie that you're supposed to love this year.
It was made for under $10 million, Joe.
Under 10?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's completely cleared over a profit. Like it's
Wow.
Yeah.
10 million. That was less budget than did Nick Cage work for free on this? Isn't he a producer on this?
I don't know if he was a producer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like they didn't really there wasn't too much going on in the movie. They just needed some really cool locations and a station wagon. Like there's like no explosions or special effects really. Like you said, there's the ball exploding and like black smoke coming out of it. I think that's the only like actual special effect I can think of in the film.
Yeah.
Are we doing spoilers already? Gonna say what happens to Longlegs. That was some special effects makeup.
Oh yeah, well that was some pretty good trauma damage and stuff. But like that type of scene, that type of scene probably isn't very expensive to shoot, though. You know what I mean? That's just some pretty good cranial disfigurement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Quality cranial disfigurement.
Yes, quality. Made me squirm in my seat.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things that I think in any horror movie lately that I did squirm from because you don't expect it, and then you don't expect it to be as graphic as it is.
Yeah. And
it's Nick Cage, which is another thing. Like you don't expect him to do that to his own face in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like his face the whole movie though. Like you
looks like he's already been through the ringer. You're like he looks like an ex-boxer or something. Like he's
he looks like Mickey Rourke's little brother or something.
He does, yeah.
But I love the explanation for like behind the story that he was getting plastic surgery to prepare for Satan. I love that.
Yes.
Is that what it is? That's what the story is? Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to look pretty for Satan. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hail Satan.
Yeah, for that aspect, I mean, like Johnny said, I didn't expect it to be as supernatural as it was, which was, I think, maybe the saving grace for me, why I kind of enjoyed it, like, more than I was disappointed. So, I mean, Nick Cage, like we said earlier on in the show, he's been on a roll. I mean, since Mandy, has he really been in a dud?
Not in my opinion.
No, and I think this is going to actually get him back into being in more theatrical films. You know what I mean? Between this and Pig, which was last year. So I mean, I think it was last year.
Oh no, that was like 3-4 years
It
ago.
was a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was 2019, I think.
Yeah. That was the first episode Cookie came on.
Yes.
That's how we pulled her in. I was like, hey, would you want to do a Pig episode? Hell yeah.
Me in. That's right.
I haven't looked back ever since. So yeah, like I really hope he doesn't take too many. I like the campy, like getting these low budget, weird, offbeat movies. I think Nick Cage is excellent for that. Like even Pig is a serious movie, but it's such an odd, weird story in the way it's told.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely coming from like a guy who just, it's kind of like the weird John Wick version of a chef living out in the woods, wants to escape from everything. Someone takes his pig, and then he's like, someone fucked with my pet, you know? And
it's like John Wick meets the bear. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's Pig. Yeah, exactly.
Or the Chef Fight Club and everything.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him do more like horror like this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like him to do like
Absolutely.
something like 7.
Yeah.
Well, I love 8mm. I love that movie. Was it 8mm, the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I thought that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's
Dracula.
Yeah.
Dracula.
Like him as a serious Dracula, since we kind of seen him as the funny one, it would have.
Yeah,
we
go
saw
back
him-
and try something different with him.
Yeah, we got the Austin Powers Dracula. Now let's like a really like mean, vindictive, like no funny one-liners, just straight up, you know, just evil.
Like Christopher Lee, evil.
Mm.
I go for that.
Yeah.
Just let him scream or something once. I'm happy. You need one, at least one.
Yeah,
have
like when
to.
after a killing, when he's eating, he could like just, you know, lift his head full of blood and just like
Have him
celebrate.
We
yell at
call
his
it caging
wife
out.
when his wives are trying to bite Jonathan Harker, and he like freaks out at them, like, "No!"
There you go.
Yeah.
The handguns and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So any closing remarks for Longlegs? How about
No,
you?
I mean,
No. Yeah, maybe. You don't know.
I think it's fantastic. I think everybody should see it if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good time. And it's not the scariest horror movie you'll see in 2024. It's not.
It's more an atmospheric one. It's
Yes.
not about jump
Yes.
scares. It's
No,
not.
I mean
very
it's
much-
scary and it's a thriller and you feel tension and you feel you feel on edge the whole time, like the entire runtime of the movie. But there's no jump scares, no Blumhouse crap. Like so, if that's what you're going in expecting, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
So
Go watch Abigail if you want that kind of stuff.
that's right.
Also
Or that
good.
swimming pool
Yep.
movie or whatever.
Abigail was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
what was the one with the teddy bear that was chasing the lady around the Blumhouse movie? The imaginary teddy bear.
Oh, imaginary.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was that John Krasinski movie.
I get them confused. I think one is called If. I almost took my daughter to the horror one because I didn't know that it was the wrong one.
Could you imagine?
That almost happened.
Sitting there and all of a sudden, oh shit.
Oh no, this is the killer teddy bear. We gotta go.
We would have.
Especially now, people don't really do their jobs well. So you go buy your
Mm.
ticket. Well, I don't know. If you buy them online, then there's no one there to check at the ticket booth, right?
Right.
So
They
yeah,
just
but if you
scan
go
the phone
there,
and you go in.
yeah, you show up with your like whatever 5-year-old kid or whatever, 2, 4, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, go right ahead.
2 for the teddy bear movie.
No, my grandma did that with me when I was a kid with Ghost with Patrick Swayze. I thought it was Ghost Dad, so I was like, "Oh, I want to see Ghost," and she's like, "Okay." And then we get in there and people are dying in windows and there's creepy ghosts taking
The
people.
shadow
And
ghosts, yeah.
it's a little traumatizing for a child, just saying. But good movie.
Wow.
Glad I saw it.
How old were you when you saw that?
I was probably 8, 9,
Yeah.
8.
Well, that's about when you start watching more
Yeah, could have been
Yeah.
more.
horror.
But I wanted to watch Ghost Dad,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you were in
that
the
was not
mindset.
it.
Yeah. For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're in the mood for a, like we said, atmospheric, on edge movie that just, that's unsettling, then this is definitely will scratch that itch for sure. Because it's probably one of the more unsettling movies you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to sound like I dislike it really either. Like I still give it like a 7 out of 10 to tell you the truth. Like it's a very well made film.
I give
That's
it
higher than I thought you'd give it.
6.5.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nice.
See, that's what I'd give The Crow. You know what I mean? Like this was way better than that.
Yeah, it was a little better than The Crow.
No, it's a lot better than The Crow.
You guys are breaking my
Let's
heart
be
here.
fair here.
I like The Crow a lot.
I love The Crow.
I'll go with Johnny. A 7. It's definitely a pass. A 6 is a pass. 6 on 10. That's a pass.
Yeah, but 6 is like, if I could watch
That's a
anything
D.
else, I probably would.
Mm.
I don't know. I appreciate a good 6. It's
That's fair.
it's above average.
That's true. It is.
Yeah. So
I give
above
Venom a
average
6,
isn't
so that
bad.
makes sense. Maybe if
Venom. Yeah, you saw that. Eh? You went and saw that yesterday.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It must stay in line with the others because the others are kind of okay-ish as well.
I'd say this is the worst of the 3.
Of
And
the
when
3.
we're talking,
So
like
it gets
the other 2.
so it gets worse with each one.
Yeah,
Mm.
sort of.
Oh, but I like the
It
second
starts
one.
in-
I like 1 and 2, but this one does some stuff that just didn't work for me at all.
And is Noel really in it?
Yeah, but like
No.
not really. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why they advertise him. I think they were trying to get some attention. Maybe it
Mm.
worked, maybe it didn't.
So anyway, in 2 weeks it'll probably be available to rent then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some Donny Cates fans to go see it. Noel is coming with
That
the
Black
Jizzy
Friday
letters.
was-
I remember when
You know
that
what?
was happening.
Reboot goddamn Venom with who's the actor that I like, Johnny, the big dude.
Bill
you like him too.
Skarsgård. He can play.
Reacher
he
guy.
can play-
Bill Skarsgård and everything.
Bill
I reached
Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård and everything.
He could be
great.
a Flash Thompson Venom, Agent Venom, the best Venom. Like I'd watch that.
Or he could be Carnage. But do you really have to go with the ginger for that one?
You could be a ginger.
What's the guy who was Reacher?
Alan
Alan
Ritchson.
Yeah, have him as Eddie Brock, and don't make Venom so goofy, like his dialogue.
I like Goofy Venom.
It's
He's very goofy in the
okay,
I
but
love it.
I don't know. It's okay, but I don't know. Venom, I don't view Venom as the goofy kind of,
Mm.
like
I
why
still love the-
cracking.
I still love the first movie. Like I'll always say
Yeah, the
that.
first one's not bad. My nephew loved it. He I think he watched it 20 times. So, I mean,
It's not Madame Web good, but like it's pretty.
I'd rather watch Madam Web again than Venom 3.
I love Madame Web, man. It is
It's
like
fun.
the perfect kind of awful, dude.
Mm.
That
It has
ending
its moments.
is something.
the
We
only thing
gotta do an episode on it soon, man. Like
I just hate that actor who is the main villain. I just couldn't stand him.
I loved it, man. I just loved the whole thing. Like they're gonna destroy everything I built, and I'm like, what do you have a pretty rad apartment with a hacker chick, dude? Like, what are you worried about them? Like, what did the villain?
What are
have?
they destroying?
Well,
Yeah.
And the fact that like he had a dream extraction machine. Like they were able to get the pictures of the girls from his dream. Like I thought that was incredible.
They had some great tech in that movie.
Mm.
And all that tech couldn't align his dialogue with his mouth.
And I love the idea that Peter Parker based his look and his character off of a serial killer that tried to murder him before he was born. Like, thank you, Sony, for giving me that continuity.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yay, Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
all around.
All right. So thanks to everyone for tuning in to our Caged Love spooky episode. Like we said, we hadn't done one of these in a long time. We're going to get back into the swing of things probably in November, and we'll come back with more regularity with our episodes like that, like Caged Love and stuff like that. So, yeah. So we were supposed to do let people pick the next one, like out of 4, which we probably still will do for the next one.
Uh-huh.
I think I still have them written down, but I vaguely remember what we had decided, but
I don't remember.
What was the dream one?
Dream scenario?
Dream scenario, the which one? Apprentice?
Yeah, Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Did we have Raising Arizona in there? Or
No, that's-
do you
no.
think that would be too obvious?
The ambulance one. What's the ambulance one?
Oh, that's right. The Bringing Out the Dead.
Yeah,
Bringing Out the Dead,
Yeah.
and the 4th one was. Oof, I don't remember now. The 4th
I don't
one.
know.
Yeah, because we're just gonna out and out do a Raising Arizona episode, but it's gonna be like a like an anniversary type thing, like a happy.
Yeah, it's one of my. It's in my top 5 Nick Cage movies. I love Racing Arizona.
Because if we put that to a vote, it's just gonna win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be a slaughter. Yeah.
I don't know. It has Yodas and shit on it. I love that line. Yeah, jammies. I don't know. It had Yodas and shit on it.
No.
He is that Yoda, man.
Mm.
All right, man. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. And Tuesday said he wants to be Batman. Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, I think he's too big. He's too big to be Batman. Like, I mean, Ben Affleck was borderline.
I don't know. He could be like Frank Miller's Batman. Like he could definitely wear like, you know how like the what's that Absolute Batman got that big Chungus Batman logo. Like
I
I
suppose.
could definitely see that logo on Alan Richardson's chest, man. The big
Yeah.
Chungus Batman.
Yeah. So we'll be back Tuesday night for our big spooky Tuesday. We'll be doing Immortal Hulk issues 1 through 10. Elle should be on the episode with us, and anyone else who is interested in jumping on can jump on, and we'll shoot the shit on Immortal Hulk. That'll be our big 2 spooky selection. And then we're going to close out spooky season on the Thursday. We'll be talking about the trade paperback for Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. We'll be discussing that. Wonderful.
This is our
book.
last movie episode, huh? Well, we did
Yeah.
a bunch, man. Like,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
I think we covered a lot of fun stuff. You know. What I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think
A
Cookie,
lot of
you were on-
creatures.
You were on for all the movie episodes this month.
Was I?
Yeah, The Gate,
The Gate? Salem's Lot?
Salem's Lot.
Oh, I was.
No. Oh, Hellboy. She wasn't on
Oh.
for Hellboy.
Oh, yeah. Because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. That's the only one she wasn't on. But you're on for all the other ones. So
Yes.
good job. We appreciate you. And you almost 99% of the time you come through. So
Yes.
yeah. Even
All right.
when you have a disastrous
Yes. A mishap.
mishap,
I don't even want to know what's going on
Pre-show.
under this hat right now.
pre-show, yeah, exactly. well. We didn't get your what's Longlegs? What's his name?
Long
Did
legs.
they ever say his name in it?
Yeah,
They
he was
do.
Longlegs, right?
No, they say his name. I forgot what it is though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, Cookie
It's
was
like a
supposed
really common name.
I think his name was Joe something.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cage Love.
I'll see you on
And,
Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah.
Hail Satan.